How are you everyone? So let's consider this question under gas pressure. This is the topic that we are going to start today. So under gas pressure, we need to know three things. There is Charles law, Boas law, and the combination of Charles law and Boas law. So when we look at this question, they are saying a gas occupies a volume of 2 meter cubed at 25 degrees Celsius and the pressure of 200 Newton meter squared. Then the question is saying what would be the volume of the gas if the pressure is reduced to 100 Newton meter squared. Remember at first it was 200, but it was reduced to 100. Then they are saying what would be the volume of a gas if the pressure is reduced to 100 Newton meter squared at the same temperature. So another thing that you need to know under this law, Boas law, they say that the fixed mass of a dry gas at a constant temperature. No wonder in this the second sentence they are saying there was no change in the temperature. They're saying at the same temperature. This means that this question comes from the Boas law, which states that a fixed mass of a dry gas at constant temperature, the product of its pressure and the volume is constant. So we can say the pressure and the volume is what? Constant. So in this question, when we collect our data there, we can see that if you say data here, we can say that in this question we have this is volume. We can say volume 1. Remember in this question the first part contains what? The initial pressure and the initial volume. So you can say the initial volume there, it was a 2 meter cubed. What of pressure? They said initial pressure there, it's a 200 Newton meter squared. The other question says what would be the volume of gas if the temperature or if the pressure is reduced to 100. So the final pressure there I can say P2, pressure 2 is equal to what? 100 Newton meter squared. Then we can say the question was saying what would be the volume. So the final volume we don't know. So you can say question mark. So in this question you can say since the relationship there of Boas law states that the product of pressure and the volume is constant. So you can say P1 times V1 is equal to P2 times V2. This means the temperature was just constant. That's the meaning there. It didn't change. Just at 25 degrees Celsius. So we can say to this formula they are saying what to be the volume. So we want to find this final volume. So what we do there, we go just to divide. Since we want to make V the subject of the formula, we're going to divide by P2 so that this cancels with that one. Then we're going to say V2 is equal to pressure 1, initial pressure times initial volume divided by final pressure. So there we can say what's our pressure 1 that according to our data it's 200. You can say 200 Newton meter squared times what was the volume? It's 2 meter cubed over pressure 2, it's 100 Newton meter squared. So now we can say 200 times this. We can say it's 400 over 100. Then when we divide that, what are we getting? We're getting a what? A 4. So you can say, since we were calculating for volume, the SI it's meters, meter cubed, that's the volume that we have been given there. Then we can say it's 4 meter cubed. So this was our volume. If the pressure was reduced to this, when it was not reduced, it was 2 meter cubed. But when the pressure was reduced, this means that the volume also what changed. Even the what the pressure also changed. So this is how we calculate the what the volume. If you have difficulties in making V2 as the subject of the formula, what you can do there, you can just say, let's say, or we say P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Just plug in the values that you have. Pressure 1, we have 200 times volume 1, it's 2, is equal to pressure 2, which is 100 times V2, we don't know. This one gives a what? A 400. Then you can say it's equal to 100 times V2, we can say it's 100 V2. Then we divide by 100. We divide by 100. So you can say V2 is equal to 4 meter cubed. So this was the solutions to this question. Thank you.